Welcome! In this playthrough of Marvel Champions, I have my first play with Falcon and Winter Soldier taking on Crossbones. So down at the table, I'm using their pre-con decks with, like always, a slight modification. But first, just to go over the Falcon, he's got 2 for all his stats here. During the player phase, play with the top card of the encounter deck face up. Eagle-eyed response: after you play an aerial card, discard the top card of the encounter deck. Hand size of 5 and 10 health. Alter ego side, we've got a recovery of 3. Birds of a feather: as an action, discard a card from your hand, search your deck and discard pile for a bird card and add it to your hand. Hand size of 6 on this side. And for this one, I took out 2 of the resource reserves since they are max 1 per player. And I brought in Maria Hill and Captain Marvel. Other than that, this is the pre-con deck. Then for Winter Soldier, he also has 2 for all of his stats here. He's a lethal protector. Response: after you attack and defeat an enemy, remove 2 threat from a scheme. Hand size of 5 and 11 hit points. Then recovery of 3, alter ego side. Cybernetically enhanced: as an action, spend a resource of any type. Search your deck and discard pile for a cybernetic arm and put it into play. Hand size of 6 on this side. And for him, I've swapped out 4 cards. 2 because, just me personally, I don't like using team-ups with just allies, so I took those out. But when I team him up with Captain America, definitely going to have that in there. And this is the team-up with Black Widow. And I took out 2 aggressive stance since they are max 1 per player. And I've replaced those with Sunfire. It's an X-Men who needs to go in every deck, so if you haven't bought the Wolverine pack, you need to do that to get him. I've got Spider-Woman going with the shield, Nick Fury, and Mockingbird. So that's the only changes I made for the Winter Soldier. And then for Crossbones, he's got 3 main schemes here. For setup, we are using experimental weapons, which I have up here. And then 3 modular sets. We've got Hydra Patrol, Weapon Master, and Legions of Hydra. And for setup, we're going to create the experimental weapons deck, set it aside next to the main scheme deck. And then when we reveal on this side, we're going to reveal the top card of the experimental weapons deck. So that's got 4 cards in it, so we'll just give that a quick shuffle. And we'll be starting with an energy shield in play. So Crossbones, we'll start with Retaliate 1. As a hero action, we can spend an energy and mental resource to discard that. In addition, Crossbones, scheme of 1, attack of 1. While he has a weapon attachment, which that is, his attacks gain piercing and 12 health per player. And alright, shuffling up our encounter deck. And then getting our heroes set. Starting with Sam. Getting 6 cards. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Alright, got our resource reserve. Bird's eye view. It's all about thwarting, which we don't need at the moment. Draw their fire. It's interesting. Bird of prey. That seems good. When used as a basic power, exhaust and discard the top card of the encounter deck. +1 to that power for this use for each icon. Yeah, that's a keeper. So we'll pitch those 3. All right, Spectrum, Bird's Eye View, and Wingman. And for Bucky, one, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. All right, Spoiling for a fight. Energy we keep. Man on the wall. Winter armor we keep. Strength we keep. Metal punch. We've got resources. We'll pitch 2. Cap and silent infiltration. Let's see, for an action, we discard a card from our hand, search your deck and discard pile for a bird card and add it. She's too expensive to play, so we'll go looking for a bird. I believe there's 3 in here. There's 1. That's basically a resource for aerial cards for 5 turns. We've got a 2-cost ally. Just going to put a minion in play. Then, yeah, Red Wing somewhere. I think it's going to be a resource. We're going to take that. I was just curious what I could find. All right, flipping over. So now, during the player phase, we play with the top card of the encounter deck face up. Then we're going to bring in our battlefield awareness. When Falcon uses a basic power, exhaust it, discard the top card of the encounter deck. We get +1 for each thing on that. That is sweet. Ooh, he starts with retaliate. Should have thought about that. I don't want to get beat up for doing that. And he's not a hero. We're just going to attack once then. So base 2 plus that, so we're swinging for 4. And we'll get retaliated on. Then Bucky is going to tell Cap to go find his arm. Spend a resource of any type, search your deck and discard pile for his arm and put it into play. Exhausted, generate a wild resource for an attack event. That event deals an additional damage. Flip over. We're going to overpay, but we're going to get rid of the energy shield. Then Falcon's going to request to do an action. Oh yes, we still get to see what's on top there. Bird of Prey, deal 4 damage to an enemy. You may discard the top card of the encounter deck and deal additional damage for each icon discarded this way. So it's going to be 4 plus 2. So we're dealing 6. And then we're going to put our armor on, giving us +3 health, and we gain steady. And we will swing for 2. And ender turn. Over here, we're going to keep our metal punch. Found an arm block, another arm block, Nick Fury Sr., and spoiling for a fight. And over here, strength and diversity, power of flight ×2, a flight squadron, and a microweave. And I guess before our turn ended, we would know what's on top there. So we know the first boost is getting a 1. So villain phase, we get 2 threat. We're getting attacked. It's going to end up being 2 damage. Feel like we can take it. And over here, we are going to do an arm block, exhausting that to generate a wild resource for an attack event. Deals an additional damage. So when an enemy attacks, deal 3 damage to it, or in this case 4, so it's going to go down to 8. Prevent all damage from that enemy's attack. So it's going to be 1, 2, 3. So we prevented that. So encounter cards. Hard as nails. Give the villain a tough status. If you cannot, heal 3 damage. He is tough. And over here, found a guard. When defeated, deal the engaged player an encounter card. Scheme of 1, attack of 2, and 4 health. Pass first player. I think he's going to hold on to his hand. And thwart for 2. Yes, we get to see what's up here. That's a 0. Doesn't help much with that. We are going to attack to get rid of tough. Then, yeah, that's very expensive to do anything with right now. We'd be spending 4 to deal, I mean, it's a 1-for-1 basis. Is it worth it? I really want that out. So we're going to spin those 2. Gives us +1 defense. When we would take any amount of damage, exhaust it, prevent one of that damage, and deal damage to an enemy. And now he's going to request an action for a metal punch. Can't pay with that, and that's what gives it overkill. Oh well, we're going to do it anyway. Yep, just to get rid of the Hydra Soldier, I guess. Yep. Remove 2 threat from a scheme. Already thwarted for that. Oh well. So we get rid of the guard, which gets us in the counter card. So we know we're going to get attacked again. And then we know that's got a boost of 1 on it. Okay, ending her turn. We're going to keep those 2 and hope for some aerial cards. Nope, Strength and Diversity, Genius, and an aerial card. Over here, 1 by 1, Bambino, Genius, Spider-Woman, and Nick Fury. So 2 threat. We know it's going to be 2 damage, but he's getting attacked again. So we'll let it come. Then attacking over here. We'll take it for 2. We are going to prevent 1 and deal 1. Then encounter cards. First, villain attacks you. We'll take it for 2. And Crossbones Assault. When defeated, Crossbones activates against the player who defeated the scheme, and 4 threat on that. Hydra sidearm attached to the villain. When he attacks, the attack gains range. Spend a mental and physical to discard it. Also gives him +1 damage. Alright, pass first player. Well, I believe we're playing Captain Marvel. 4-2, attack of 3 and 4 health. Oh, we do get to see what's on deck. After it enters play, discard the top 4 cards of your deck. If you discarded a printed energy resource, deal 3 damage to an enemy. If you discarded more than 1 printed, also stun that enemy. So 1, 2, 3, 4, looking for energy. What's energy? Lost her soup kitchen. Ooh, and a potential title. Thanks, Cap. She must be jealous. So we are going to thwart for 3 by discarding that. Take that down to 1. And Captain Marvel's going to thwart for 2. Then we're going to bring in Nick Fury for 4 over on this side. 4-2, attack of 2, 3 health. After he enters play, choose to remove 2 threat from a scheme, draw 3 cards, or deal 4 damage to an enemy. We're going to draw 3 cards. Finding one by one, and spoiling for a fight. Then we're going to spend 3. Bring in the Bambino, so attached to a shield character. We're going to put that on Winter Soldier. Well, attached to an identity, this card gains restricted. Doesn't seem to be a problem. Gets 3 counters. When attached character makes a basic attack, remove an ammo counter from here. This attack deals 3 additional damage and gains overkill. So am I ready to flip Crossbones? Or do I want to wait one more round? Because I don't want him attacking us with 2 weapons. So I think I'm going to thwart. Crossbones is going to activate against the player who defeated the scheme. So attacking for 2, 3, 4, ouch. I think with that I'll flip over and recover. All right, ending her turn. Falcon's going to keep his genius. Triskelion, Cloud9, Redwing, and Power of Flight. Over here, found a safe house, electrical discharge ×2, aggressive stance, our winter mask, and some firepower. It's going to get 2 threat to start the turn. Attack over here. Nick is going to defend. So it's base 2, 3. Nick didn't make it. Then scheming over here for base 1, 2, 3. So 5 out of 6. And encounter cards. Legions of Hydra. If Madam Hydra is not in play, search encounter deck and discard pile 4. Put her into play, engage with you. Then shuffle the encounter deck. Place 2 additional threat here for each Hydra enemy in play. Oh, there she is. Cannot take damage while Legions of Hydra side scheme is in play. After she schemes her attacks, place 2 threat on that side scheme. And since we didn't have to go through the deck, I'm not going to bother with shuffling. It's going to start with 3, 5, 7. And then a Hydra Soldier. And pass first player. First turn went pretty well. Crossbones responding nicely. Okay. Do I want to recover first? Or do I feel healthy enough? I think I'll recover. Then put our mask on. We gain the spy trait. After you attack and defeat an enemy, exhaust this to draw a card. We do get to know what that is. All right, we're going to use that to help pay for an electrical discharge. Deal 4 damage to an enemy if you paid for this card. Using energy, which we can say that was energy, we could stun the enemy, but we're going to kill it. But we're also going to give it overkill and plus 3 damage, which will be 4 damage. So we're 4 plus 1 plus 3, so 8 with overkill because of that. So he is down. 4 breaks through. We attacked and defeated, so we get to draw a card. It's a Deathlock. And we attacked and defeated, so we get to remove 2 threats. I guess we'll take it off of that. Well, I can't deal damage to her, and I don't want to waste cards in my hand. So we're going to deal 4 damage to an enemy. Unfortunately, we don't have the right resource, so we're going after Crossbones. That will knock him down or up to the next level. Scheme of 2, attack of 2. He's going to have 28 health, and he's going to go searching for his machine gun. Which is not there. So give this a shuffle. And on top we have that. The machine gun is going to get 4 counters on it. When he attacks you, remove a counter from it, discard the top card of the encounter deck, take indirect damage equal to the number of boost icons. So it gets 4 counters. And his turn is over. Okay, we're going to bring in Cloud9, thwart a 1, attack a 1, 3 health. Hero action, exhauster, choose a player. Till the end of the phase, each aerial character that player controls gets plus 1 thwart. And then we're going to bring in Red Wing with the power of flight. Thwart a 1, attack a 1, 2 health. It's a hero action. We can exhaust, return him to our hand, discard the top card of the encounter deck. Choose to either deal X damage to an enemy or remove X threat from a scheme. X is going to be numbered to the number of icons in the discarded card's boost area. So we are going to exhaust to give each aerial character that I control, the Falcon, +1 thwart. And then thwart for 3. And then we're going to thwart for 1, 2, 3, 4. To get rid of that. And then for safety, thwart for 2. And ender turn. All right, so 5 cards. Got some aerial recon, some evacuation, bird of prey, up and away, and some energy. And over here, Black Widow, firepower, sunfire, metal punch, and silent infiltration. So we get 2 threat. Then attacking over here, which is going to start with a machine gun, firing 1, indirect damage. And then the attack is going to be a base 3. Am I feeling strong? Sure I am. Or does Red Wing want to take it? I think Red Wing is going to defend for him. Yep. Thanks, Bird. Then attacking over here. And taking 1 indirect damage. Which we'll give to Cloud 9. Then the attack coming in. We're going to defend. So we're base 3. He's a base 3. So we're 1 over. So we will use that to prevent one of the damage and deal a damage to an enemy. Throw that on Madam Hydra. And then in counter cards. Oh, wait. Madam Hydra is going to hit us for 2. We're just going to take it. All right. Ah, not again. That's back in play. Is there more than one of this? Or did I just throw that on the top? Yep, there's more than one of those. So 7 threat. And the villain attacks me. So that starts with some indirect damage, which is going to be 2. I'll put 1 there, and I'll take 1. And then Cloud 9 is going to defend. And pass first player. All right, so back to our turn, see what's on top. All right, hero action. We've got a mental and physical resource to get rid of the sidearm. I'll put those in the right spot. Then, oh, I can't hurt her yet. Guess I should put his 28 health on him. I think we're going to risk keeping him up. No, I can't deal with that. So we're just going to do a bird of prey, deal 4 damage to an enemy. You may discard the top card of the encounter deck to deal additional damage for each icon discarded this way. So that's going to be 4, 5, 6. And then that was an aerial. Can I do both? I think we can, but I'm not going to. All right. So flipping over, we can discard a card to go find a bird card. We will get Red Wing back. And then over on this side, oh wait, before we go to that side, she's going to thwart for 2 to see if we can keep that from going. Then the Winter Soldier. We're going to play Black Widow for 3, thwart a 2 attack of 2, 3 health. After you play her from your hand, return an attack event from your discard pile to your hand. We'll take that. I think with her thwarting, it doesn't matter. We're losing that. So we will thwart for 2 on this. Thwart for another 2. Or do I just go for damage? We're still getting that extra card either way. Yep. So we'll do 2 damage. Attack for 2 more. So that's down to 18. Then we're going to use our arm along with this. And we're going to have an energy resource. So we're going to deal 4, 5, 8 damage and stun the enemy. That's going. And I believe that's going to be our turn. All right, we're going to keep Red Wing, Flight Squadron, Adam Warlock, Arrow, Strength, and up and away. And over here, get Mockingbird, Winter Rifle, Shield Sidearm, another sidearm, and a firepower. So we get 2 threat. Crossbones is going to scheme for 2 and get tough. And then unfortunately she's going to scheme for 2. which is going to put 2 over here. And then he goes to attack over here, lose stunned. Then we get an encounter card, +1. First one, the villain schemes. Oh yeah, before that happens, this triggered. So nothing on 2A. This side reveal the top card of the experimental weapons deck. And it does start with 2 threat on it. And the top card is a laser rifle. When he attacks, the attack gains range. Here are actions, spend an energy and physical to get rid of it. Okay, then he's going to scheme for base 2, 3, 4. And then we'll get a Hydra Soldier with guard. And over here, a Hydra Soldier with guard. Okay, over here, we're going to attack into there for 2 + 3 with overkill. So we're dealing 5 with overkill, which goes through, takes care of the tough, and we get an encounter card. We defeated an enemy, so we get to remove 2 threat from a scheme and draw a card into a sidearm. And that is all used up. Then I'm going to use Mockingbird to bring in a shield sidearm. Attached to a shield character, limit 1 per character, gets 3 ammo counters. An attached character makes a basic attack, exhausts the sidearm, remove a counter from it, and deal a damage to an enemy. So we're going to attach that to Winter Soldier. Then we'll spin his rifle to attach one to Black Widow. Then we're going to use our cybernetic arm to generate a wild resource for an attack event. That event deals 1 additional damage. So exhaust up to 3 weapon upgrades you control. We're going to exhaust 2 weapon upgrades we control. For each upgrade exhausted this way, choose an enemy and deal 4 damage to it. This attack gains ranged. So that will take him down to 2 health. And then Black Widow will attack for the remaining 2. And for some reason, if that wasn't enough, Sam could have flipped over. Let's see, what would have that card been? Nothing. He could have still attacked to eventually get through that. Well, Captain Marvel could have done it with the help of Red Wing to take care of that, and then he could attack for some more. But that was Falcon and Winter Soldier, my first play with those, with basically their pre-con decks with some minor modifications. Looks like some interesting things they can have going on. That's just going to take some more plays to see how they really pan out. But as always, hope you enjoyed this playthrough. So please click on the like button below and be sure to subscribe. Thanks for watching.